Hello. Matt, I'm gonna try to respond to your video and I'm gonna try and respond to everything. Um, okay, so I start with the composition questions. About the end part, I didn't have the feeling I was missing an end until you said it. For me, I told you before that the way I use the music in the end is not necessarily to go more extreme. Most of the times when I get there, I'm already so exhausted. I use it actually as a slow motion part, so I have like this feeling um, of being in a movie, but like being in a slow motion. So it's like big movements in slow motion. Yeah, that's not always, but for me that makes sense as well as an end. So that's kind of the way I found to deal with that being the end. But it's also okay for me if you want to try another end. Um, I have no problem with that. Um, about the audience sitting on four sides, that's new. For me, I wasn't thinking about it. I didn't know. Maybe we said it, and it's yeah. I don't know when. Yeah, maybe we said it, and I was just not. Anyway, I think it's good. I tried it now. It doesn't make huge difference in how I was dancing. Though it does, it helps me actually. It helps me solve this thing with the eyes I had a little bit, and yeah, it makes sense. So I'm for that, and thank you. About the relation between us, I think we shouldn't arrange anything in advance because I think everything is gonna happen on its own. I mean, I don't think there's any way to avoid that we sometimes hook up on the same rhythm, and if we move in space and we're gonna crash, then that will have to be part of it, I guess. So I don't think we should set any rules. Maybe if we continue working on it later and we see, um, yeah, if if we don't only perform it this one time, then maybe if we rehearse in the same space, we should do those things. But because of the way we have been working and because the special one performance, I think we should keep it as it is. And use as much as we can this way that we have been working. Um, and yeah, now to the sound of war. um, when I did this sound score, it's all the sounds are sounds I recorded myself. Most of them, yeah, no, all over. And I was kind of thinking about the thing we were working on for a while, and is this memory of spaces and memories of the physical memory of the body within a space. And I was thinking to use that in the sound because we have a bit forgotten about that in the spaces, though it's still there sometimes, but not so much. And I was thinking, what if I use the sound as a some kind of memory? So of course for me it kind of makes sense because I was in all these spaces where these sounds were recorded, and I try to use this sensation or this memory of these spaces with the sound in my dancing as well. So it kind of makes another uh, thing in the whole imagination. So uh, but I can also totally understand if it doesn't make sense to you. And I think it's very true that my sounds are um, more one thing than maybe yours. I think Manon also has like more I want to call it personal, but I don't know, more more private sounds maybe. Um, yeah, I don't know. I yeah. Tell me what you think about that. The Sound of War was the day I did the sound score. I went in the morning to. It was the first day of the ceasefire, and I went in the morning to the border of Israel and Gaza, and I saw Israel bombing Gaza, and then after I went to have breakfast close by, and there was a bomb falling really close to us. Yeah, I guess it's something I bring with me. I don't always, I'm not always so uh, conscious of how much of it I bring. But in this case, I was kind of conscious. It was a very strong experience that morning, and the sounds are sounds actually that my mother's a journalist, blah blah blah. It's becoming too long of a story, but she recorded them in the same place that I was that morning, just a week earlier. So when the actual fighting was still going on, so it's kind of creepy. Uh, when you know that, it probably makes the sound even more intense than what it was for you till now. I kind of get chills whenever I hear it. Um, but yeah, also the other sounds, like the sounds of the birds. So each sound of this score that I did has like a small story. Um, but I think that shouldn't matter to you, or maybe it should. Maybe I should like share all these stories with you. Um, and then we can speak about where is my privacy. Okay, so yeah, tell me how it feels to you to know this, and we can also change my sound score, or I can just fill up this part with something else. I mean, I have it on a timeline, so I can just put something else there if it's too much. So, bye!